The Tea Party wants to bring back the gold standard. They do. They really do. The Tea Party wants to bring back the gold standard because they don't understand the value of money. That's right. They don't understand the value of money. So that's why they want to bring back the gold standard. They don't understand how the economy works. Or actually, I think maybe they do understand, but they just don't care. So that's why they want to. That's why they want to return to a metallic standard. But I have an idea. I have a good idea for a compromise. See, since they insist on money being backed up with some type of substance or commodity instead of having a fiat currency. That's one of their favorite phrases to complain about. They're always talking about how there's a fiat currency and how for some reason it makes them mad. But anyway, now see. Now here's a good compromise between a metallic standard and a fiat currency. How about instead of a gold standard, we have a gum standard. That's right, a gum standard where the money is backed up with bubble gum. That's right, where you can redeem money for bubble gum. Like you could go into a Federal Reserve bank and they'll redeem all your money for an equal amount of bubble gum. Now see, wouldn't that be a much better idea for a standard to back up a U.S. currency? Because now see, everybody likes bubble gum, and the thing is, they can keep producing and producing it because it's made out of rubber, which grows on trees, so it's a renewable resource. It is. Bubblegum is renewable. It can be expensive, but it's renewable. So anyway, so this is I remember back when I was about I was about 8 years old once, and I had this idea for a fake country that would issue its own currency. And then somebody asked me, a family member asked me what substance I would use to back up the currency. Because they told me that U.S. currency was backed up with gold, even though by that time the gold standard had been abolished. But they said the U.S. currency was backed up with gold. And apparently they thought that meant that the paper that the money was printed on was somehow made out of gold. Like it had threads of gold running through it. And really that's not what it meant, but apparently that's what they thought it meant. So they said, you know, U.S. currency is backed up with gold, which means that well, they said, what are you if you start your own country and print your own money, what are you going to back up the money with? For instance, American money is backed up with gold. And you know what I said? When they asked me what I would back up the money with, I said bubble gum. That's right. And they said, oh, so you mean the paper that the money's printed on is made out of bubble gum? I said, yes. Because apparently they thought that a gold standard meant that the paper that this is printed on was made out of gold. But really, by that time, for one thing, the gold standard, this is probably about in the early 80s, so the gold standard had been abolished by then. So, but they apparently thought that a gold standard meant that meant the money was made out of gold. That's not what it meant, though. But it did. What it really meant is that it was backed up with gold, so you could redeem money for gold. You used to be able to do that. Like that, this is back before my time, but you used to be able to do that. So, in my imaginary country, having a gum standard, it meant that you could redeem money for bubble gum. It would be like just like going down to the store, going down to Kroger and buying a big tub of double bubble. That's what it would be like. But imagine though if having a gum standard though it did not mean that the paper that this is printed on was made out of bubble gum though. See, it's not made out of bubble gum. It smells pretty bad too. I did another episode of this once about how bad money these days smells. Money used to smell a lot better. In the past few years though, it smells terrible. But oh gosh, it smells horrible. But it's not made out of gold or bubble gum. It's just paper with. I think Wikipedia says that American currency now is made out of cotton. It's made out of cotton and linen. That's the article on the $10 bill. It's made out of cotton and linen. The article on the $1 bill probably says the same thing. Yes, the American $1 bill is 72.3% cotton and 27.7% linen. That's why it's harder to tear than ordinary paper. So it's cotton paper mostly. It's cotton and a little bit of linen, and no bubble gum or gold. So if you like bubble gum and if you like gold, you're going to be pretty disappointed. That's the story of the $1 bill. That uses the gum standard. It does. Now see, it really would be cool though if there was a gum standard. Now, see, if the Tea Party keeps pushing for a gold standard, what I would do if I was a member of Congress, I would introduce a compromise. I would introduce a bill that would be a compromise. That would introduce a gum standard. It will. I will introduce a gum standard and say, well, here's your compromise. I would say compromise is the lubricant of government. So here's a compromise. Instead of a fiat currency, we can have a gum standard. See, it should make everybody. It wouldn't make everybody completely happy, but it would make everybody moderately satisfied. See, that would show them how compromise is supposed to work. So that's also later on an Occupy action looms. That's right, but it might rain. In fact, it probably will. So, see, I'm going to check the latest news. Okay, Overpass Light Brigade gives thumbs down to Keystone XL pipeline. First-time applications for unemployment benefits fall again. St. Louis joins a wave of fast food strikes. So I hope the fast food strikes come to Cincinnati. So that's the story of the gum standard.